their team still loaded with talented players. Toss in the tap. We're underway, and it's controlled by the Wolverines. Donaldson, the Auburn transfer. He's got the floppy hair. And a steal. Braden Smith driving straight to the hole. Got it out there. Spent a lot of time with this young man yesterday and today. And when he talked to us, he was so frustrated about his performance in his last game against Ohio State. He's going to come out and do a better job tonight, according to him. And a steal. Purdue hitting the deck. Jump ball to call, and it'll go to the Boilers.
The challenge when you're a leader is how accountable are you, not just to the team, but to yourself? And can you be held accountable? And Braden Smith is right there. He understands what his goal and mission is, but what his responsibility is to his teammates. And that's why he's so emphatic about making amends about the way he played against Ohio State.
Trey Kaufman-Renn up top. Hands it off the Lawyer. Straight away, Jay. Short, loose ball. Rebound and start back again. Kaufman-Renn. Big man in the middle. It's going to be a great battle, folks. Kaufman-Renn and Golden. First, guards Wolf. He's got an incredible handle. Danny Wolf at 7 feet. And a jump shot. Pulls up. Out of bounds, and we'll stay right here.
Well, here it is. It's difficult when this Purdue offense is operating, Gus, because you have so much movement off the ball. So when the shot goes up, you got to locate, identify a body. If not, you're susceptible, like we just saw, the offensive rebound.
Burnett steps into a three. Short, loose ball, rebounded by Braden Smith, and he'll rake it and take it into the front court. Smith keeps that dribble line. Shows it on the baseline. Teardrop.
You remember Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, when he would jump on 2 feet, stop, and use the pump fake with his arms straight in the air?
You're dating yourself.
Well, that's all right, but you see Braden Smith using that a lot to try to offset his opponent, get them in the air, and then still be on the attack.
Golden, he's been terrific all season. Draws a double team. Finds Burnett inside, hangs and banks it down. And the Wolverines are on the board.
Well, that's what I talked about, Black Golden. The ability for him to be comfortable with pressure and now be an outlet and a release point to make a play. That time able to drop a dime inside.
Kaufman. Jump hook, in traffic, loose, batted around, picked up Burnett. He'll lead the charge. Pulls up for three. He's been playing well as they moved him off the ball. Now Smith. Galloping into the front court. Bounce pass, got it up, and a foul coming up against the Wolverines.
Let's go back to Braden Smith, the two-man game in the middle of the court. Look at the patient. Keeps Burnett on the back, and there's that little pump fake. He gets tripped up on the ground and never loses his balance. And then one of the best in the country at that little pocket pass to not only get it to his teammate, but get it to him in a position where now they just have to catch, gather, and finish.
So Michigan substituting. Roddy Gale Jr., Ohio State transfer, out of the game now. Caleb First, another one of their bigs. 6'2". Donaldson.
Notice Trey Kaufman-Renn is guarding Black Golden.
And an offensive foul coming up against Michigan. Let's see. And this is going to go against Reuben Jones, the North Texas transfer. He got attention from Dusty May when he forced AAC Player of the Year, John L. Davis, in the 6 turnovers when North Texas met Florida Atlantic last year. Lawyer. Kaufman-Renn on the box, guarded by Golden. Here we go, bumping and grinding, got inside. And Trey Kaufman-Renn. He cut his hair, folks. Sampson. No, he got stronger. And a steal. Cox. C.J. Cox, the freshman from Lexington, Mass. Purdue, all business right now. And another steal. First, stepping in the passing lane. in the front court. Cox deep. And timeout, Wolverines.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The mid-range game was just by watching film and reading a lot about it. That's why they're legends, man.
That's right. Caleb First at the line. Talked to him today in the training room, and he is on his way to becoming a doctor. He wants to be an orthopedic surgeon. 3.7 grade point average. And he's a basketball player.
Well, he is, and smartly, because Matt Painter began to start Caleb First after Christmas, and as a result, the Purdue defense increased tremendously since that point.
Sometimes you're just in amazement at what these young men and women can do. You know, a 3.7 grade point average, and he's working a real job playing basketball as well. Who's got it better than us in terms of our kids?
You know, the ability to concentrate and focus, and that's why sometimes you got to understand when basketball players, almost another tournament. They go through stuff sometimes, the up and down and how they play. They're still trying to figure out who they are as young adults.
Four to shoot inside. Cheddar, reverse layup. Got it, and the foul. And that'll be on Kaufman Wren, one of the few Wolverines that remained after Dusty May came to Ann Arbor. This is the free throw. Here's some full court pressure by the Wolverines trying to slow down this Purdue team.
I like it to kind of put Purdue on their heels a little bit, force them to bleed a little bit of that shot clock, give them less time on this side of the court to operate. 7 minutes to play in the first half. They run the read. Warrior kicks it, gets it back, rising fire. Fletcher Loring got it going right now. 41-15. He's got 6 points. He's hit 2 threes. Golden trying to get a hand on it. Lawyer the other way. First, guarded by Golden. Back to Smitty. Baseline J. And foul. Without moving, First was able to level him. Second one goes as well. Smith, 12 points. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Now we're in the first half. L.J. Casey in at point now. Cross court. Check. Rims off Michigan. There's a lid on the basket behind the three-point line now. 1 for 12. Cox hard dribbling to the front court and foul coming up. Shoot about just a tad bit under 26 three-point attempts a game, and right now they're at 10. I would like to go at 12. Smith off the front rim, and Casey with a rebound. He's fouled by Cox. Michigan is teased. If you want to control tempo, I would say utilize the paint a little bit more, slow this Purdue offense down. But you got to be patient on this end. Ball fakes, pump fakes, shift the defense. Golden. And Michigan this season has been really good at running the pick and roll with the bigs. We haven't seen that so far. Why? Now, especially with Wolf, because right now they're operating and they're moving. Oh, they got pushed a little bit in this back. Purdue is dictating the tempo and speed and the actions in which Michigan is playing at. Right there, that's Casey. That's kind of like get off me. This performance at 6 points against Oregon last Saturday. Second free throw off the heel. Golden with the rebound. Let's see if Dusty May can get Golden and Wolf on the same action. Here's Donaldson. Dips inside and draws a foul. But the second half could be totally different. We've seen that before, not just with Purdue, but in college basketball. But if you carry that momentum in the first half into the halftime and come out with that the first 3 to 4 minutes, you give yourself a chance to be very competitive in the second half. Donaldson, All-State quarterback in Florida. Tallahassee was coached by Heisman winner Charlie Ward.
who was an NBA player as well as winning the Heisman Trophy for the New York Knicks.
I think he was a 3- or 4-star state team as well. Chose to play hoops, a little zone defense, it looks like, right here by Michigan.
Trying to slow down this juggernaut that is Purdue right now. Heidi. Royer, 6 to shoot. Baseline, knocked away and stolen by Wolf. Here comes Danny Wolf. From Chicago. Inside, Golden, great position. And a foul. Look it. Baseline. Casey drives. Hey! Whoa! Young fella. Air time. 44 to 19. What a play. Seven to shoot. Cross court. Lawyer lets it fly. First, got 2 hands on it. New shot clock. Smitty down the lane. Teardrop. No. Wolf fights for it and grabs a rebound. This kid is so talented. Still growing. 7 feet tall. Burnett up top. Halfway down. No. Golden. There. And he puts it down.
And that's where 7 foot comes in handy. He snatched that rebound right out the air. And on his second jump, able to get it in, but he came down a little gingerly. I think on his left ankle, he's trying to walk it off right now, so we need to keep our eye on that, guys.
Flag Golden, Russian international. These two guys, these two 7-footers play the international style of basketball, which is NBA basketball. Lawyer, tipped out. Donaldson, 3-on-3 here. Cross court. Kaysen rises. Smith keeps it from going out of bounds. He's got 6 rebounds. Smallest man on the floor. Now guarded by Wolf, a 7-footer. Stop and start. Gets to the hole and lays it down. Watching Matt Painter coach yesterday and today, he's so stoic. He lets his coaches do their thing. He sits on the sideline and just surveys. And then, like coming down from a mountain, the shaman will have a couple words to say.
And he's earned that over the years.
20 years, Smith. He's got first. Smith, the line. With 2 hands. That's Joe Tate. Listen to this crowd. One of the greatest places to watch a college basketball game in the world. Magical Mackey, baseline, Burnett, and he's fouled.
Timing of when he throws it. People, you don't understand. Having a point guard that understands when, and that's why he's masterful at what he's done, and that's why he was so disappointed in that Ohio State loss.
Also disappointed that he didn't make the CP3 point guard camp. Had some questionable guys with your boy Chris Paul. I have a feeling that may change this season.
No doubt. I mean, he has no choice because you're talking about
that weren't point guards, meaning.
Well, yeah, but you know, not only potentially the Big Ten Player of the Year, but you know, you're talking about All-American recognition. For Braden Smith in particular, Purdue continues to play the kind of ball that they're playing right now. He is, you know, the leader of this bunch.
He is their leader. Hard to believe. He didn't get an offer from Indiana inside. And a whistling foul coming up is Riley Burgess.
You want to win big in college basketball, you better have a point guard. Reverse action. He looks to set up his teammates. And if he can and needs to, he can put the ball in the basket with the best of it. But that's not his first choice or option.
See if Michigan can figure it out here with 1:34 to go. Donaldson, a 3. Lob bodies up, going after that basketball.
And over and trying to knock in a much-needed three.
Smith guarded by Donaldson. Speed dribble into the front court, backs it up. Braden Smith was the last man to leave practice the last 2 days. No look pass in the corner. That was short. Loose ball, rebounded the kick. Lawyer. That one good. Lawyer stroking it tonight. 51-24. He's got 3 threes. Already 10 points. Gale. Inside, nice look. Jenner reverse lane.
There it is. He got 2 feet in the paint, Gus. And now, cheddar cheese, baby. 2 feet in the paint. Now you're able to sink the defense a little bit more. And now you got some passing lanes. He delivered that on time.
About a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Smith. Here comes a screen. Smith. Lawyer. Baseline. Heidi. Skip pass. Smitty. In and out. 4 seconds to go. Donaldson. In the front court. Gale. And that's the end of the first half. And what a half it was for Purdue.
You can start flaming and get on fire, but you can't turn the basketball over. I think you need to establish some kind of post presence early. If you do that, I think it will open it up for your perimeter shots.
Let's see if Dusty May was able to talk to his guys at halftime and get them right for this second half. Skip pass. Here's Donaldson along with Wolf. Burnett. Wolf driving, kicking. Burnett quickly down the lane. Wolf floater on the baseline. No. Squirts out. Gale. New shot clock for the Wolverines. Gale off the window. And
you notice something. It was drive, 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 look inside. And that seems to be the message that Dusty May implored to his young men to drive. If you have the shot, take it. But we want to attack off the dribble, 2 feet in the paint, and not allow Purdue just to play us on the perimeter.
Gale coming off a 10-point game against Northwestern on 4 of 10 shooting. Now Smith wraps it around. Hoffman ran inside with that little baby hook again, and it goes down. He got into foul trouble, had to leave with a little over 7 minutes to play in the first half after he picked up his second. He's got 8 on 4 of 6 shooting.
And that's how you get your leading scorer involved early, guys. You get him an easy basket inside on the first possession of the second half. Especially
your big man. Now Golden, he's been bottled up. Stolen. Smith splits up and in. Smith does it again. 55-28. What a night for Braden Smith. 16 points. He's got 4 steals. Also rebounding. Gale inside and flush it. As the seas parted for him. Driving to the basket.
Yeah, we're having Wolf and Golden up top. And Golden with the ball in his hand. You had no backline protection on that basket cut.
16-footer for Smith, no. Donaldson with the rebound, and he traveled on the fall.
Initiated with defense and finished it with offense.
Here he is, guarded by Donaldson. Smith keeps his dribble alive. Woo, look at that handle right there, folks. Nice no-look pass. Kaufman, Wren, forward to shoot. Tried to force it up and turns it over. Outlet Burnett in the front court. Bounce pass diagonally. Ronnie Gale, extra dribble. Pump fake, and he's fouled.
Yeah, but I talked to him before the game, and it was a matter of the coaching change, not knowing where, who it was going to be. He said he had a chance to talk to Coach May, felt comfortable with us. And man, that's a bold move right there, man. Going from Ohio State to Michigan.
Oh, by the way, congratulations.
Oh, what happened?
With Ohio State Buckeyes. They won the chip.
What happened?
They got the natty in their pockets now.
Hey, man, overall, I was extremely happy for the Buckeyes, of course, but more importantly for the Big Ten 2 years in a row.
Back-to-back.
Michigan, yep, Michigan last year and Ohio State this year.
Lawyer. And Gale with the rebound. He'll push it. High stepping. Wolf on the turn to the hole. Feeds Golden. And he'll flush it down with the right hand. Take that. Love these kids. Love this team from Michigan. Not playing well so far. Gosh, they are exciting to watch, and they have talent.
And that's with 8 new faces, Gus, and trying to figure out how to play together. They come. It's not simple, man.
Baseline J. That was short. The ball batted around. I have to give Ward Manuel some credit now. Sharon Moore and Dusty May. Got to give a major love on that one. 2 terrific coaches. Right outside of Bloomington, whatever that means. Wolf, route 2. Wolf.
But a big question, too, when he was at FAU is would he be offered if the Indiana job ever was to come back up to be able to coach back in his home state.
He was a 4-year manager for Bob Knight.
Yep.
Coach Knight's final 4 years at Indiana. Burgess. Riley Burgess came into this game 4 of 12 from the 3-point line. He's hit 2 tonight. And a steal. Colvin. And he gets them out. 60-34. What a night for Purdue. Battle between 2 top 25 teams. They have been a buzzsaw. Golden, double team, forced it up, gets his own rebound, gets his own rebound again, and he's fouled. Obviously, right? She had Division I G's.
All the way. So, you know, you gave me congratulations earlier, you know, on Ohio State, and my condolences to you. You jinxed your Lions last week by talking about how bad they play at home. I was pulling for the Lions too, man. I really wanted to see the Lions get there, bro.
We had a great season, back-to-back division championships. Unfortunately, we came up a little short. But hope springs eternal. However, the whole city of Detroit, state of Michigan, Braden Smith, hesitation, fade away, off the window, softly and in.
But you see how he manipulated the defense? He took it to the weak side and came right back off that pick, and over the years, gaining that upper body strength, was able to take that little contact and not be off balance and still finish fading to his left.
Here's Wolf, guarded by first. Burnett, quick release off a screen, and he's fouled. Last year,
be able to run and take the contact because he's thin as a player and a quarterback.
Well, that game is going to be coming up for you folks on Fox. So don't forget, now Burnett at the line. And Dusty May moved him off the ball. And he had to argue with him a little bit because Burnett wanted to continue to bring it up, continue to play point guard, but he moved him off the ball, and his numbers have gotten much, much better.
Well, the responsibility to run the team is not, he doesn't have to carry that burden. With Donaldson, now Burnett can act as a secondary ball handler and creator, but also be the recipient with Golden now and also Danny Wolf. When double teams come or help comes, he can be their key outlet to knock in some open shots on the perimeter.
Smith, nice deal inside Kaufman-Renn, cut off though by Golden. Kaufman-Renn gets it over that right shoulder. That left shoulder, excuse me, and lays it in. He's got 10 points.
He'll get there. I mean, you kind of want to jump on that shoulder to force him to go back to his right. But Michigan has not made that adjustment as of yet.
Baseline Gale explodes, bounce pass inside. Golden, nicely done.
Yeah, nice read by Golden, too, to relocate himself from kind of the right side of the basket, and he came up the key, received the pass from Gale Jr. and able to lay that in.
Lad Golden, 10 points, 5 boards. Now Smith in space, guarded by Gale. Smith, baseline pull-up, and there's that mid-range. There goes down for Smitty again. He's got 20. Wolf, head of steam, and foul. At the line, played for the Israeli under-20 team at the Euro Championships. He has 17 points and 16 rebounds in the title game. Transferred from Yale. Really didn't get recruited by Power 5 schools, Wolf, except for Minnesota. They offered him, but, you know, academically he wanted to take a different path and went to Yale.
I was talking to an NBA exec the other day, and I told him I was doing this game, and the first thing he said was Danny Wolf.
Yep.
They love his versatility at 7 foot, because positionless basketball is the thing a little bit, I mean, right now in the NBA, his versatility.
Would you say, Jimmy, that he is tailor-made for the National Basketball Association?
No, I talked about Troy Murphy from Notre Dame to play at Golden State, and Troy was only 6'10", Wolf is 7 foot.
Meanwhile, Lawyer with the bucket. He's got 12. Wolf cross court, almost stolen and stolen by Braden Smith. Another great play. Harris in the corner. Fletcher. Lawyer with the long jump shot. Burnett. He's got Jones on the wing. Euro inside. Squirts out. New shot clock. Golden has it ripped out of his hand. Looks like Kaufman Wren. Smith drives. Gets down. Fear the beard. Braden Smith putting on a show. 22 points. To 42. Now he guards a 7-footer. Donaldson, and he stops the bleeding. Michigan 2 for 18 from the three-point line. 1 for 16 in the first half. Pick and roll. Kaufman Wren catches it at the free throw line. They kick it. That one off the mark. Golden calling for it. Inside, Golden pass. Golden off the side rim and out of bounds. Just off balance, out of sync. Michigan. Oh, gosh.
Does the sun shine?
They didn't ask me. Why did they ask you?
Listen, does the sun shine when you're not looking?
Oh, my goodness.
When it's cloudy, it still shines, right?
Man.
But listen, what's great about it is the NIT kind of run its course. This is a new, exciting tournament in Vegas, in between the Elite Eight and the Final Four.
I'm
going to tell you what, guys. And the tournament is going to be exciting. It's going to set a new standard for postseason play in between March Madness. If I'm a big, if I'm playing for Purdue, you're playing with Braden Smith. I'm doing any and everything to set picks to get open, because he's going to find you and put you in a position that you look good.
Well, I tell you what, Trey Kaufman-Wren looks good.
What?
As he misses the free throw. He cut his dreads.
Yeah, he did. And
his
he's
locks.
Superpowers, but like you said, he got stronger and better.
And as an older man at 57 years old, I like the new look.
You old school with that right hand running, those elbows inside, but this two-man game in the middle of the court. Look at that pass.
Nice slip, Kaufman-Wren, the glide.
His ability now to read the defense and then make the play, whether that's his little floater, you help, and now he sprays it to an open shooter. Tough to stop.
Wolf for 3. Off the back rim, batted out. Wolf will get it back. Casey, who had that spectacular move in the first half. Wolf, back door. Pippen. Couldn't get his hands on it. Deflected. Oilers the other way. 17 turnovers for Michigan. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the second half. And a foul up top. Heidi. Smitty. Cox. handoff. Harris curls to the hole. Majestically. Jakari Harris like his old man. His first field goal of the night. Pippen loose with the dribble. Left hand floater. A brick. He had a career-high 32 against West Virginia in 2023 as a Buckeye. Now Golden back in. Cheddar hits the bench.
You think about this Michigan offense, the third in three-point shooting in the Big Ten at 37%, fourth in transition offense, but you see none of that against this, wall of a defense with Purdue.
Purdue 61 possessions, only 3 turnovers. How about that? Kaufman-Renn put it too low, and he has it stripped. 4 turnover now. Gale Jr. the other way. Drive to the basket, take a bump. Out of bounds. Reuben Jones wasn't ready for that one. Turnover number 18.
Yeah, but in Jones's defense, he was set trying to be ready for the shot, and that ball was thrown to the outside of his right shoulder. He had to reach for it. So another opportunity wasted in transition by the Wolverines.
Now Smith moving off the ball. C.J. Cox running the show. Inside, Kaufman-Renn at the free throw line. 6 to shoot. Baseline Harris, deep J. Pippen. Gale alive. Out of bounds.
Yep. Timing, everything has just been off.
Just been off. Yeah.
Yep. It's been some spurts like I talked about in the first half, which sped this Michigan offense up, forcing early turnovers.
Season high 19 turnovers for Michigan. Remember, on the season they only averaged 15. Kaufman-Renn inside, fouled from behind by Vlad Golden, his second.
No action inside and behind the back pass, and even off balance, able to catch it, but Golden able to play center field and get back and at least get a paw on it.
Trey Kaufman-Renn, a philosophy major here at Purdue. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday. What an interesting man. Young man. He said his favorite philosopher is St. Augustine. And St. Augustine wrote a book Jimmy called The Confessions. It's almost like a 1,000-page prayer. Hard to get through. Pippen. Roddy Gale. 75 to 50. Nobody thought this would happen.
Nope, not at all. Not the way Michigan had been playing, in particular with Golden and Wolf.
There's a runner by Kaufman-Renn and a whistle and foul. $75 to 50. Golden gets the first to go. Golden had an interesting journey. Going to FAU, coming from Russia. Started at Texas Tech, went back home during COVID, then decided to put his name in the transfer portal. Dusty May got a call from a Russian buddy of his and told him about the big fella. And it didn't take Dusty May 30 seconds to say, bring him on down. Boca, nice place to be in the winter, from what I'm told. Lawyer and foul.
I had the pleasure in 2023 during the NCAA tournament to cover FAU on that run in New York. I think it was Madison Square Garden. They played against Tennessee and Kansas State. Vlad Golden was a sophomore at the time.
He told me yesterday, Jimmy.
Junior or freshman.
Here's Lawyer on the baseline, tapped up and rebounded by Michigan. He told me when he came to college, he couldn't speak or read English, and he had to just, as he said, figure it out, like he just figured out that play. Could you imagine going to college not being able to speak the language or read the language, and just having to figure it out?
Yeah, figure it out in a foreign country, foreign land, where you don't have the support system outside of the university that you're at.
Top of the arc, Lawyer. Again, Fletch. He's got some sleep last night. Got a couple of good meals. He's got 15 points. He's hit 4 threes. And Harris. Can he track it down? No, out of bounds.
That either they're open for the shot like we saw with Lawyer, or he can catch and turn the corner.
Here's Golden now, guarded by Kaufman-Renn. Pippen wraps it around. Golden lost his edge. Goes down. I don't know if the floor is wet, but he turns it over. Michigan now their 20th turnover of the night. Sam Walters, the Alabama transfer, number 24, just checked in. He's 6'10". He's a shooter, 3-point shooter. Braden Smith, Kevin Porter, high stepping, gets to the cup, and a whistling foul. You remember Kevin Porter? Point guard for who? Pistons.
That was in what, the 70s?
Yeah.
Man.
We used to call it the KP Shuffle.
KP Shuffle. Right here, Braden able to get on. He pops it right at the bottom.
The camera guy went down. Our cameraman copied, but he's tough. Durable. And here comes Donaldson. Pippen hit the bench. Braden Smith, what a night. 23, 6, 9, boom. How about that? I think that he's going to get into that CP3 point guard camp this year.
I think the
Chris Paul, I hope you hear me.
It's already been sent. Email.
You motivated this young man. Gale. Walters deep. And he'll hit his first shot of the game. That's what he's brought in. 80 to 57. 5 and 30 to go. Here the second half. It's been all Purdue, basically because of this man. Braden Smith. Under control. Lawyer. He's had the hot hand tonight. 4 threes. Kaufman-Renn has been successful inside against Golden. 5 to shoot. And that one goes down again for Lawyer. How about that? One of those nights. That ball died on the back rim. 5 threes for Fletcher Lawyer. Walters. They swing it. Donaldson. Baseline. Walters again. Short. Loose ball. Guess who?
Yep.
Smallest man on the field.
Right there. It's nothing like having a guard that takes as much pride in rebounding ball. That's rebound number 7.
Courage.
Yeah. Well, you got everybody, especially the bigs, doing all the work. You want to help clean up the loose change. That's what Braden does.
Meanwhile, Riley Burgess, Roddy Gale get tied up. Smith with 7 rebounds. That's the most in the game. He's listed at 6 feet. Kaufman-Renn uses the screen, gets to the hole off the window and good. Trey Kaufman-Renn with 15 points. He had 26 against Ohio State on Tuesday. Here's a teardrop. Donaldson, no. And when you look at what happened with Purdue losing that game, they were coming off a West Coast trip.
Yep.
At Seattle, against Washington, and then in Eugene against Oregon. And folks, if you haven't made those trips out to the Pacific Northwest, it's a long flight.
Yeah, it wears on your body mentally and physically, even though you come back and maybe have a few days in between. Good patience that time. First. But it wears on your body. And you can tell in that second half against Ohio State, the energy level was a little bit lower for the home team Boilermakers.
Ball safe from going out of bounds. Wolf. He struggled against Northwestern, 0 for 7 from the field. No look pass. Walters hanging out in that corner with 6 to shoot. Donaldson pure.
I wonder, Trey Donaldson came in there talking about playing in Mackey Arena. He said, listen, I'm from the SEC. We don't talk about arenas like that much down in the SEC.
Do they play basketball down there?
Evidently, they play.
Well, Auburn's got a pretty good team.
And Tennessee.
Just amazing. His basketball success. And consider, he played football. He was not even a basketball player. He still looks like he could play some linebacker. At Kansas State he played. I remember calling a bunch of games. He's got a game-high 24 points, a game-high 7 rebounds, a game-high 10 assists, a game-high 4 steals in 37 minutes with 1 turnover. And in case you're wondering, there has only been 1 triple-double in Purdue men's basketball history. Joe Barry Carroll against Arizona in 1977. 16 points, 16 rebounds, 11 blocks. Looks like he won't play anymore tonight, but he got close. And you never know. Number 2 could be coming up for Purdue with Braden Smith in terms of triple-double.
Yep.
So some subs coming into the game. Brian Waddell, number 11, is checked in. Along with Will Bird for Purdue. Burgess, 5 to shoot. Step back jump shot, Cox, no. 1:50 to go. Pippen. Walters puts it on the deck. Leans in, can't get the contact. Outlet pass into the front court. Colvin inside, and that bucket goes down.
He stepped out of bounds.
It looks like he may have stepped out of bounds.
Still went in, though. And the crowd was...
That's Waddell.
Yeah, cheering for him, too.
His dad, Matt, was a teammate of Matt Painter's at Purdue from 93 to 95. Legacy. Walters got some range.
I like his stroke, man. I like his stroke, man.
His confidence is, a little down right now, according to his coaches. It's a great opportunity for get some shots up, get some touches.
Yeah, quality minutes, right? Quality minutes, right, Gus? It's not sometimes a guy, a player who's been struggling in late minutes starts knocking down some shots to provide him that window of opportunity to gain that confidence back in real-time play.
Nason. Inside. Cheddar. And a steal. Par for Riley Burgess. Picked it off.
Par for the course right there, Gus. I mean, Michigan, you take a lot from this game. The most important part is it's another level of play and competition against a team like Purdue. Because at the beginning of the game, the force at which they came at Michigan and not allowing them to feel comfortable in their offense threw them off kilter. And that got them out of whack. And I'm sure the coaching staff would impress upon that to their team, that this is what big-time basketball is all about. This is it. On the road.
Great learning. Still, they want to play 2 today. Can we play two today, Jimmy?
They want to play
Is
two.
there anybody else want to play some ball on this court?
Yeah.
I want to work.
I'm telling you.
And I'll get paid and you'll do it for free.
There you go. Make up for the crown, right?
That's right.
I mean, listen to the crowd, man. The crowd is still into this, man.
You would think that it's the beginning of the game.
All right, look.
Like I told you, folks, there's some magic here at Mackey. One of the greatest places to watch a college basketball game. I tell you, Indiana's got it on lock between the Carnegie Hall of college basketball and magical Mackey.
Listen, but this is what you want when you come and play in a big-time conference like the Big Ten. This is the kind of atmosphere that you dream about, you see on TV, and you envision yourself playing in. How can I compete in that environment?
And to go back to Donaldson, who transferred from Auburn, they got some similar stuff down there in the SEC, which is more of a basketball conference, I would say. That's a basketball conference, not necessarily a football conference anymore.
So now you're being funny right now.
Come on. Don't come up there in no cold weather. Back-to-back national champions. What's going on?
There you go.
Huh?
There you go.
I like that basketball conference in the South.
There you go.
Good weather. 3.4 to go. That's it. How about this? Purdue never trailed, led wire to wire.
You know, the difference in the game was, you know, having it at 29-9, and then they never really got back into where the game was, you know, fighting, where it was, you know, down 10, down 12, whatever it might have been. But I thought our ball pressure, especially, I thought CJ set the tone. Those 8 turnovers that they had in the first, I don't know what, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, you know, I thought set the tone for the game. And obviously they didn't have as many going forward. They end up with 22, but, you know, we kind of know how that feels. Like when our first Big Ten game, we had 24 turnovers, you know, against Penn State. And they just got us from the onset, and we just never recovered from it. We never regrouped. We never, you know, just like slowed ourselves down. And but, you know, it was just one of those games where some things went our direction, and then we got in the open court and got some easy baskets. And when you're putting them on their heels in transition like that, and you have advantages, and we've played bigger in the past than we do right now, but that's something that would always hurt us, is that we would have ultimate size out there, but if we're going to turn it over and you got people at the rim, they're the ones furthest away from your rim, and now they have to, you know, they keep turning it over and they're behind plays.